I've got a fantastic recipe for you today. We're gonna make pizza. I've been trying to make pizza at home for the last 10 years. I've done pizza with a pizza peel, with a pizza stone. I've even bought an oven with a special pizza function. But today, I'm gonna show you what is the best way and the simplest way to make pizza at home. And all you need is this Ingenio pan with a removable handle. So how do you make a pizza dough? Actually, it's very simple. Don't be intimidated by it. All you need is 500 grams of bread flour, instant yeast, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. This will help with the browning of the crust. And then you put it into your mixer. Now we add in the water a little bit at a time. So you mix it until the water and the flour, it's all mixed properly, but it's still a shaggy mess, right? And then you stop the mixer. And you just put the salt on top and just wait for 20 minutes. This waiting time is very important because it is the process of autolysis where the flour and the water mixes and all the enzymes start to break down the starches and the proteins. So after the 20 minutes, we start the mixer again and we knead for 10 minutes. During the mixing, you can see the gluten is starting to form and the dough is getting very strong. So right after the kneading, you turn out the flour on the table and you make it into a nice ball. And then you leave it to rest for the next 45 minutes or so. You can see that the dough is now nice and risen. We divide it into 4 pieces. Now we take each section and we ball it. So now we have 4 balls. And then you take these containers. I like to use containers because it's easy to keep them in the fridge. Okay, you have to oil the container first with a bit of olive oil. And then you leave the ball of dough inside the container. And you can use it after 1 to 2 hours once the dough has risen. But if you want to make it even better, leave it in the fridge overnight and your dough will be really nice and fragrant the next day. So after an overnight fermentation, this is what your dough looks like. First step is to turn on your oven, crank it up as high as you can go. My oven goes to 225. If yours go to 230, go to 230. Now, the next thing is to get your pan and to oil the pan. The oil will help the pizza crust become really nice and crispy. You know, outside, the pizza ovens are very high temperature, higher than 225 that we have at home. So we need to do a few tweaks in order to get the crust to be nice and crisp. And the olive oil actually adds a lot of flavor to the crust as well. So one of the key components in a pizza is of course the sauce. The sauce is actually quite simple to do. All you need is a can of peeled tomatoes, or if you can buy just tomato sauce, that will do too. And I like my sauce a little bit stronger, so I'm adding just a tablespoon of tomato paste. And I like to also add some Italian herbs. If you don't have Italian herbs, you don't have tomato paste, just make do with a plain tomato. That works fine too. All you need to do now is to blitz it. Alright, now the sauce is done. Let's make some pizza. What I have here is bread flour, the flour that you use to make your pizza, and some semolina flour. If you don't have semolina, that's fine. If you have it, your pizza will be more crispy. So what we do is mix your semolina and your flour onto your table. And now we start to mold the dough. So cover the dough with the flour so it doesn't stick to your hands. You start by just pressing all that air bubbles right up to the rim of the pizza. And then you start to mold the rim, the crust. Once it gets to about this size, you can start stretching the pizza. Using the back of your hands, you can just gently stretch like this. Now it's ready, we can transfer it to the pan. Okay, make sure you don't press out all that bubble. Very important, leave that bubble there. It makes it look really, really rustic. Now we want to oil the rim. Or you need to have a little bit of oil at the side. to help the crust to develop the browning. Alright, so it's important to just oil the rim of the pizza. Okay, now we add on the tomato sauce. Now we put the Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese gives it a nice umami flavor, and now this is the special trick I want to show you. I want to put the Parmesan cheese right up to the edge. Now, you can only do this when you're using a pan. What this does is, when the pizza cooks, all that Parmesan cheese is going to melt around the edge. It's going to give that edge an extra crunch, making it extra tasty. We're just going to make a simple ham and cheese pizza. So I got thinly sliced smoked ham. And now I top it with the mozzarella cheese and tomatoes. So the pizza is ready, and now we're gonna start to cook the pizza. So if you try to cook a pizza in the oven in 10 minutes, the bottom never gets crisp, which is why we have to use a pizza stone. But in this technique, what we're gonna do is, with this special pan, I'm gonna put the pan onto an induction cooker to cook it for 3 minutes first, and then it ends up in the oven for another 8 minutes. So we start the induction, and we time it for 3 minutes. Okay, you just cut it to release the steam. Okay, and now it's ready to go into the oven. Okay, the pizza's ready. Okay, it's almost done. I'm going to show you one extra trick to make your pizza look like a professional wood-fired oven pizza. You need a blowtorch. I'm going to finish off with just some fresh basil. The basil gives it a nice aroma. So there you go. This is the best way to make homemade pizza in a Tefal Ingenio pan. Now, if you buy the pan, you can also have all the other different pans. You can have a wok, you can have a pot, all with this very ingenious handle. And you can easily stack everything and put it in the drawer, especially if you have a small kitchen. See the nice crumb structure and a nice char at the bottom. So I hope I've inspired you to make your own pizza and have a wonderful pizza party at home.